Hi, this is Kathy Fisher with CompetitionPlus.com Audio Magazine, and today our guest, three-time NHRA Top Fuel Champion, Larry Dixon. Hi, Larry. How you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Not too bad at all. Want to talk to you about your season so far and how things are going. It looked like it was pretty good going into Pomona for the very first race. Career best ET to the 1,000-foot and mile an hour, and that's usually how you want to start off the year.
Yeah, getting the national record, which had been held for 3 years, that was a big deal, and that was something. I guess that was the consolation prize of the weekend, is that we were able to get the national record and bring it to the Al-Anabi camp.
You spent, 20 seasons being with Don Pernome, and now this is your third year with the Al-Anabi camp?
Yeah. Great group of guys. It seems like there's quite a few of them that I've, either worked with or associated with through the years, and getting a chance to pair up with Jason McCullough and finally work with Alan Johnson. It was an opportunity that came along at a perfect time. Well,
and when you mention the names like that, I mean, you guys really do have a powerhouse of brain power, and backgrounds there in your camp. It's just, kind of surprising the way the year's going for you so far.
Surprised in what fashion? How good or what?
I'm surprised to not see you in more finals.
Yeah, well, I think, we've been to 6 races, been at a couple finals, came in second to my teammate, so still an Al-Anabi car won the race. So that's as a team, that's I think that's the best you can do. At the same time, I think Alan's been working a lot with Brian Hughes and on Dell's car to get Brian up to speed, no different than he did with Jason over the first couple seasons after putting this whole thing together. And Jason and when Brian left, they hired Ronnie Thompson to take his place, and Ronnie and Jason have been, I think, doing a great job trying to do the best they can, and I think we've done an awesome job. The fact that we got the national record in a few final rounds, and we're before the weekend we were 1-2 in the points, so we're only I think a round or something out of second place, and a few more rounds out of first place. It's not bad. And
it has to be pretty cool to actually have a team where you have the 2 top fuelers now, so you guys can share more information.
There's definitely a lot more data that's passed back and forth between the two. Alan's in his trailer in between the 2 trailers, and he's kind of the filter in between both sides. He knows what both sides are doing as far as adjustments go, and what the track conditions were on that given run. And it's really, I think in the long run, it's going to make us a stronger team. There's a lot of times, I think, that over the past couple of years where you could see where we didn't have the amount of test days or runs to give away in qualifying, just to try different things. And when you've got, instead of 4 runs in qualifying, you got 8 runs in qualifying, it makes it I think it'll make us a stronger, better team in the long run. No different than the DSR or the Force teams with the 3 and 4 car efforts. And it's just, even though we had a great season last year, it's still hard to keep up with the ongoing development to stay ahead in the sport.
We look at the season, it still is pretty early on, so you still feel pretty comfortable about everything?
The way through the regular season.
Okay, so do you still feel pretty comfortable about everything? I mean, like you said, the points are still looking really good right now.
Yeah, I feel great. I think I'm in a great car. We've qualified in the top 3 or 4, I think, every week. So it's and we go rounds. And I mean, we've had some some freak things happen that might have kept us out of another final or a win with that. So you fire your best shot. You hope it's enough. And I think if this car ran off in 1, 2, or 3 or 4 in a row, it wouldn't surprise anybody. It wouldn't be us. We just go into every race, and you just got to have everything lined up and just hit it right. And we're certainly prepared for that to happen.
Are you surprised at all that Tony Schumacher doesn't seem to be having like a really wow year so far?
Well, I think if you look at you kind of you almost have to take the just Tony out of it. It's like DSR. How's DSR doing? Well, they're doing great on the funny car side of things. And I think they got one car that's close to leading the points, and then on the Top Fuel side, they've gotten a couple wins. You look at the Al-Anabi team. Well, the Al-Anabi team's got 3 wins on the season, and it's got one car leading the points. So it's hard to just point at Tony, because you've got a great team over there with Antron's team, and you got another great team with Todd and Phil on Spencer's car. So it's just that it's about the team effort, and I think when the cars run, it isn't like one car's not qualifying and the other one's winning. I mean, it's Tony lost a close one last week in Atlanta, and he lost a close one to Dell at Gainesville, and that's just the way the mop flops right now. It's just I think everybody will get their turn. It's just it ain't happened for either one of us yet.
I like that expression. I'm going to have to remember that one, Larry. That was good. Is there any track or event that's coming up that you really look forward to more so maybe than another?
Englishtown. At this point of the year, I'm a big fan of the majors. And what I consider the majors are the races that have been on the tour for 30, 40, 50 years. And we had obviously Pomona and Gainesville, and we got Englishtown coming up. So that's one. And even Columbus, when it was on the tour, there's people that would like to throw rocks at that track, but it was still, those were the tracks that I read about as a kid in Carcraft magazine or in Hot Rod, and read about Garlits and Shirley and all that stuff when we're out on the West Coast. And so being able to go to those same tracks, that it's like going to Fenway Park or Wrigley Field or something to me. And so it really means a lot. And those trophies that we've been fortunate enough to win at those tracks, those ones definitely shine brighter for me than some of the others.
Looking forward to getting some of the special colored ones for this year?
Whatever color they want to paint them. If it handed it to me and it was primer, I'd be all right with that. Because it's a report card on how you did on the weekend, and that means you got an A+. So our turn's coming. We just got to keep working hard, and sooner or later we'll get the Al-Anabi Toyota car in the winner's circle.
Well, Larry, you have been doing this for a very, very long time, and we love watching you out there. Is there anything as a driver that you do that you can share that kind of keeps you going for each and every race? Because when you guys get on the road, there's sometimes you're not home for a very long time. You
just for me, it's probably changed through the years. When I started driving, I was still doing one side of the engine and the cylinder heads, and it seemed like that Monday after the race, the travel day, like your hands were numb just from all the hot parts that you were working on all weekend long, and it just it took a day or two. And now it's like there's enough crew members now, fortunately, that which means there's a lot more jobs out there for everybody, that it's not so much like that. So you just for me, I watch my weight and I work out and try to do the best I can at being a driver, being prepared when I get in the car to try and do the best for the team, and that's what it comes down to. And I didn't think no different when I was doing bottom end or cylinder heads, for that matter. Just you try to do your best and try to be an asset to the team, and if everybody has that same attitude, good things will happen. That's what everybody has to remember. Again, how long you've been around the sport, growing up with the sport, and that you've been on all sides of those cars, in, out, underneath, all over the place. Do you think that helps you as a driver? It does me, but I don't know that it means anything. Shirley Muldowney would obviously talk about that she never worked on the car, and she was a great driver, and she was fine with it because she had all the faith and confidence in her crew and in the preparation of it. So it's just how you were brought up. Me, I'm just such a fan of the sport, growing up watching my dad race and then getting a chance to work on the cars and then getting to drive, and it's just, I'm a drag racing fan. I've had so many people ask me, God, how come you never wanted to move on to NASCAR? And it's like, are you serious? Like, those cars are too slow. Like, I'm all about speed and fast and one against the other, and whoever's better wins, and that's how I was raised, and just I'm still loving what I'm doing. I couldn't agree with you more. I feel the same way. Larry Dixon, 3-time NHRA Top Fuel champion, and a whole lot more to come, I'm sure. We're going to be watching for you throughout the rest of the season. Wish you best of luck at all the races, and okay, I'll throw in an extra, especially for Englishtown. Right on, Kathy. Thank you. Take care.